The majority of the tri-state got it easy, so it's obvious this where it's hard at. Chester City, youngins out getting busy, holding on them ladders and all that.
Welcome to the Face of the Future podcast. It's your boy Millz.
It's your boy Shan.
We sitting here season 2, episode 11. I guess episode 1 is season 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been away for a couple weeks.
No doubt.
What's it been, 1 or 2 weeks?
It's been like, it feels like it's been like 3, but it hasn't. It's probably been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're back. We have a lot to discuss, and we got a special guest, one of our close friends. He's sitting here with us, Jamar.
What's going on?
Tell him a little about yourself. Tell him a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you went to school, and just give our listeners some insight about you.
Yeah, I went to Kingsway as well. Went to college at Stockton University. Majored in finance. Played lacrosse there. Played lacrosse all through high school. Football as well for a little bit. Now back home working in finance, and just back home with the homies.
How's that going for you?
It's going well. It's going, just like any job outside of college. Your first year out, you just gotta grind. Mm-hmm. So
definitely,
pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if you know Millz, but we played Logan together as young boys. So how me and him became good friends is our moms actually are like best friends.
Yeah, they're close as hell.
So that's how me and Mar became friends. So.
Yeah, me and Mar, we've been since day one pretty much.
Yup.
Me and
matter of fact, we played.
We
played a little bit together too. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Our boxer real
like
cool.
young.
Okay.
Me and Mar was like running back, fullback tandem.
Yeah.
Like we was like 5 and 6 when I first moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
So we all go back a long way. It's crazy how our circles intertwine.
It's crazy how sports brings all that stuff together.
Yep.
Different towns, but we all connected through sports.
It's cool. Like me and Shan and the group always talk about. It's a good thing that we're all still close together. A lot of friends kind of after school friends, or you go through different phases in your life, and you don't see your friends as often as you would like, but it seems like we tend to see and communicate with each other
no doubt.
more than enough.
We check in a lot, and we all grew up in such close proximities of each other. Me and you and Dexter were all within a 1 block radius.
Yeah.
Even Kendall was a 5-minute drive. Jamar was a 5-minute drive in Louisville. So we're always been around each other.
You can ride our bikes there. That's
for real.
Bikes.
Being together all the time, spending that time together was crucial growing up. When you think about it now.
Then we can even go back to Lou's.
Oh my God.
We all been through the BS together.
What? We literally grew up together.
Bro, I tell people the stories about the workouts we used to do. They really don't believe.
They don't understand. They're like, "Nah, I wasn't doing that." But we was out there every day.
It's insane. So what y'all do these? Tell me about y'all past weekends, last 2 weeks since we're.
Well, I've been at the beach the last 3 weeks. Like you said, when it came, I got a little bit darker. That's the first thing my mom said to me when I got home. That day, like, "What's up, darky?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
She said, "What's up, darky?"
Yeah, because Luke light skin.
Yeah,
Luke light skin. So. She recognizes seeing me as darker than I am all the time.
It's really just your face. You got a little melanin in your skin now.
Fact.
Nah, you're not a little light skin boy. You're more so. I'm saying you're not what you call
brown skin,
caramel. You're not that no more. You're a
mocha.
Hazelnut. You look a little hazelnut complexion.
Yeah. So I've just been doing that and getting ready for. The reffing season is coming back up. We start in 2 weeks.
It's heavy season for you.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to get that started too.
You're definitely excited because you get the ref.
Right.
You're in your element because college football season, NFL season is about to start, and that's what you like to do. You doing fantasy this year?
Of course.
That's what we need to do. Something.
We can set a league up. I'm telling you, I'm in a couple leagues already. A couple leagues at my job. A couple leagues with the guys that I ref with. So I'm in 6 of them.
Because with me playing football, I wasn't able to really keep some of my friends that were athletes and played football as well. They did it, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm always just focusing on what I'm focusing on. But now, it's the first year I really get to consume everything. You feel me? And it's
fantasy is fun.
I know it's fun. We got little wagers on the line, so it's always good.
Right.
And I'm excited for these because a lot of new talent in the NFL, a lot of people that will be making their mark and things like that. But what'd you get into these past 2 weeks? What you been up to?
Going out in Philly, man. I lived in Manayunk, so Manayunk's a little city of itself, so I didn't really venture out to Center City too much. So now that I'm home, Center City's like even closer. So I'm kind of going out there exploring the city.
That's definitely facts.
Manioc is a nice little town.
Manioc is a nice
little fun town.
It's a nice little vibe.
It was fun while it lasted.
I was in the city at a brunch on Sunday with
where did y'all go?
Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
Mirage. It's right in Old City.
Okay.
It's a nice vibe, bro. Like that's my first time going. Who picked the spot?
I love Old City, by the way.
Ronnie.
Old City's nice.
Ronnie picked the spot out, and because he was up here, Felice got back from his daycare and all that stuff. So it was good to be with him, Jules, Kendall. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's always a good time when we link up with the guys and stuff like that. So
no doubt,
doing that was a vibe, and y'all got to come next time. You feel me?
Yeah,
be around
for sure.
It's hard for us to all link up all the time, so it's
for sure.
We have to definitely make it a thing sooner rather than later. You feel me?
How about you though? What you been up to?
Same old stuff, just a different day. You feel me? We had our event. You feel me?
Yeah.
The 19th, we had our event. You guys were there. It was an experience in itself.
The event was fun. It was a good time.
It definitely was.
Yep. It was a different vibe, and like I said, a lot of the biggest take I got from was like I realized that like visual artists, they don't get enough credit that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of performing artists, like the rappers, the singers, spoken word, they get a lot of credit for like the artistry and stuff that they do, but a lot of the people that actually do visual arts, the paintings,
they were dope, man.
They don't get credit. So it's like they were very appreciative of the opportunity and the platform that we gave them. Because I was talking to one of them, like, for stuff like this, we usually have to go to like the northern part of Jersey or go to New York for any type of event like that. So bringing it to the city, bringing it to Philly, the Philly, Jersey area, South Jersey area was something that they were looking forward to, and a lot of people appreciated. Like I said, the vibe was different because a lot of people, like I said, do a bunch of like hip hop events, a bunch of like similar type of events for people to go to. So we decided to switch it up a little bit. We had a good turnout. All the tickets online sold out. Probably about 70%, 75% of people that got tickets online came through the event, came in and out, and they enjoyed themselves. So we're looking forward to having another event soon for the people that are following MBT, that follow the Face of the Future podcast. So it's only just going to continue to strive and go in the directions that we want to go into.
And shout out to everybody that came and like, you know, it's not easy for anybody to put themselves out there like that. So shout out to them for like even willing to be able to put their art up or, you know, get on stage and you know, do poetry or sing a song or anything. So shout out to everybody that came through. It was definitely a good turnout.
Yeah, it was definitely a great event.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who was if y'all remember some art, who's the person that stood out to you?
Ugly Steven was tough.
I was to say that.
Yo, he was tough, bro. And like me and Molly were talking about before, he had a great stage presence. You know, he really had like full command when he was up there. You know, and that's something that really also draws people in. You know what I'm saying? When you're at an event like that, you know, you can see his confidence and the words he was speaking, man, was fire. So he was definitely my favorite performance of the night.
It was definitely. That's what I would say. He was a very good performer, and like I said, the stage presence and just his character in general. I was talking to him a little bit.
Yeah,
and. The stuff that he talks about, because he's talking about college and things that like depression that students go through on a daily basis, will be loans, finding a job when they get that type of thing. It was just like it was real, and everybody in there could relate to it.
Everybody could relate to it. Yep.
And it was just like, dang, and his words, his presence, the way he delivered everything was amazing.
Facts.
And then there was another artist by the name of who he goes by Who Am I? AKA his name's Chad. He goes by Who Am I? And he had the live band in there.
Yeah, I think he was performing right when I left. Yeah, he was
right. I think he was right after. He was either right before or right after. I think it was after Ugly Steven. And he was dope.
Yeah,
he was dope. Shout out to Jamar for bringing him on bringing him to the event, and allowing him to perform. He's a very good up and coming artist. And if you haven't followed him or heard any of his music, definitely follow him. I think his tag is whoami.tv on social media platforms. But he's definitely an emerging artist and somebody you guys look out for. His live band was great. The performances were great. The artists were great. And shout out to Eden Philly for hosting the event for us. It's a nice underground venue in Center City, right by the convention center.
Yeah,
right there.
Right tucked away.
So if you guys haven't been there, they hold events all the time. If you're looking for any type of showcase, any type of performance, a venue just to hold an event, hit them up. It's a good venue to be at. But let's get into some of the stuff we want to talk about today. Let's talk about let's get into LeBron's situation. Everybody, how they've been talking about him on social media.
Right.
Stuff. So tell us a little bit about that, Shan.
Pretty much, LeBron's son Bronny Jr. had an AAU tournament this past weekend, and you see videos of LeBron being in the pregame layup lines, doing alley-oop dunks to himself. You saw a video of him. I don't remember if it was after his son scored. He came on the court, lost his shoe on the court.
Chest bumped him.
Yeah, you see like one of the players hit a three, and he gets up and he gives him dap and stuff like that. And you see him getting a lot of backlash on social media about it, saying that he shouldn't be doing that and like he's doing too much. So how do you guys feel about that?
I'll start off with this one because I think it's a play in the media that they're trying to do. You feel me? Because there's a whole stigma about like black fathers being in the household, not being around for their kids, things like that. And I feel like LeBron being somebody who grew up without a dad, just with his mom, feel me, had to be a man on his own, figure out, be the man in the household for his mom, for his kids, been in his kids' life the whole time. I feel like he's trying to fill that void that he didn't have when he was younger by investing in his kids, investing in the kids that are within his AAU programs. Because I think there was a tweet that came out, one of the kids said, I don't know like why people are giving him such a hard time when a lot of like some of us don't even have fathers, but he's there for us all the time. So I feel like he's filling that void for his kids and the kids that don't actually have fathers in life, and show them the appreciation and love, and trying to change that stereotype that people in the media try to portray. And I feel like that's the main reason there's backlash, because they want to keep that. It's a play that the media has. They want to keep that.
I think he's just so happy. Like he's so happy to see his son doing what he's doing. You can see the joy in his face. Like it's genuine joy that he has being out there watching his son play.
Definitely.
And all of his teammates. He wants all of them to do well. Not just his son. He wants all of them to do well.
That and like in the society that we're in, we see a lot of athletes mess up or have something go wrong. You haven't really seen that with LeBron.
You haven't.
And for him to go out there and be that joyful with his kid, like how can you hate on that?
You can't hate on it at all. And it's like I was saying, he's changing the narrative.
Exactly.
He's changing the narrative in a major way.
For sure.
You feel me? And you see guys like there's plenty of fathers in the history of like sports and stuff like that have done major things, and they've all gotten backlash, whether they've gone about the right way or the wrong way. Like you think about Venus and Serena's dad when they were coming up, they thought he was an angry black man.
The way he was pushing
them, the way he was portrayed in the media when they were getting interviewed, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then you got most recently LeVar Ball. Yep. He's in this, like his approach may be outlandish at times, but think about it.
At the end of the day, all his kids got paid to play
basketball. All his kids got paid, exactly.
He got them all scholarships to go to UCLA.
They all got paid to play basketball.
They all got full-ride scholarships to go to college.
They
played overseas.
They have their own family business. They have their own TV show.
Say what you want to say. He's doing something right.
He's doing something right. He's in his life, and it's like it's something I like to see. Maybe, like I said, I don't always agree with the approaches that they have of going about doing stuff.
Right.
You can't.
He could probably tone it down a little bit. He ain't got to be coming on the court and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to say that he shouldn't be as hyped up as he is.
But my thing
be excited.
My thing is, we've been to plenty of like basketball games where somebody gets punched on and people storm the court.
Right.
People don't say anything about it.
Right.
But I think because he's a figurehead in such a big light.
Yeah.
Especially in the social media area. Like you saw his youngest son Bryce Maximus. He was in layup lines. Like with his son Bryce Maximus dunking, like throwing punches in the layup lines while the other teams more on the other side of the court. Like it's like people like, why LeBron? Why are you in the layup lines with your son? You're not playing.
Right.
It's like he's just having a good time.
And LeBron being who he is, he's much more than this. He's a global superstar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everything he does is going to be criticized, no matter what it is. Right. He's the most criticized athlete I've seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, for not having.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
He hasn't done anything wrong. Like the dude opened his own school. That's doing great for kids. Like all of those kids from those schools, they're going to college.
His whole brand is more than an athlete.
What can you say? What can you really say bad about LeBron that he's done? You know,
I can't. The worst thing people probably say is, "Oh, he went to Miami." That's the worst thing they can probably.
I mean, the man's in his child. He's in his kids' lives. He loves all of his kids. He loves his wife.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got what they call a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the life that all of us want to live. At the end of the day, you know, that we look up seeing like, I want to be like LeBron. You know, live that life. You know, have it all, have a great family, and be the best in the world,
and give back to the community. You feel me? It's like
he's reached like the mogul stage of his like career.
Do you think if this happened during football season, it'd be that big of a deal? Do you think because of the season now, since football's kind of died off, basketball's died off, that
I think it would
they
be
kind of
news.
need something?
I think it would be news because it's LeBron.
Okay.
So no matter what time it is, it would be news because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
So it's going to be everywhere regardless.
I think
everything he does like this always blows up.
I see what you're saying though, like because there's not much going on. They need something.
Yeah.
They
So
need
they're trying to push something.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that plays a part in it as well. Like I said,
That's
they
thirsty by the media.
Yeah, the media needs a story to. But like, the only thing you can talk about is somebody enjoying being in the presence of their children and watching them succeed.
Right.
That's why it's so absurd.
It's
because all of our dads did it.
Yeah,
they had fun at our games.
You see my dad. You feel me?
Yeah,
I know y'all pops is like
they have fun at our games.
The ref say something that's not going to. They gonna tell them about it. It's a part of being a parent,
right?
And also they see themselves in their children
and us, and they want to push us, to be better than what they were.
Exactly.
So,
and I'm gonna be the same way.
Me too.
I'm gonna be the same way.
Me too.
Hey, so put me in the left line.
Me too.
I may not be able to dunk no more. My knees might be done, but I'm still gonna be there. Like
supporting not just my kid, but the whole team.
The whole team. Like, I want to see.
Not to imagine, like, I mean, a lot of people on that team probably aren't going to make it to the NBA or something like that, but they have that experience that LeBron was in my layup line. LeBron was around my team. Like, they have that experience growing up. Like, that's a dope.
I just think LeBron wants them to have the best experience possible because I feel like people don't realize that playing a team sport is about so much more than just playing basketball. It's about that brotherhood. It's about all the lessons that you learn in life, how to win, how to lose, how to work with people that have different personalities. It's about all those things tied into one. It's about more than basketball. It's really about more than basketball. He's trying to be an inspiration to these kids, I feel like. And I feel like people really aren't realizing that.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
It is. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Because like you said, and I feel like they're trying to, like I said, depict the image a certain way. And plus, I feel like they're trying to also have that image of LeBron that he's not focused on basketball anymore. He's focused on other stuff. Ever since he went to LA, you know what I'm saying? They just said, LeBron don't care about basketball anymore. LeBron don't do. He's in LA, living like life. He's doing movies now. Basketball's the last thing on his mind. I feel like he's gonna do his thing
next year. And here's one more thing I'll say about this: like, black men get criticized for not doing enough. Then you see some guy that you say he's doing too much.
Exactly.
So like what is it? You know what I'm saying? You criticize him for doing not enough, and you criticize him for doing too much. You know, you can't make everybody happy. So LeBron will keep doing what he. LeBron never cares about that stuff.
I think he knows that too. That's why he just keeps doing.
Yeah, LeBron doesn't care about that stuff regardless.
He is gonna keep doing what he's doing. Doesn't care what the media said. And Stephen A. Smith made a point. I was listening to him. Was it this morning or I think it was this morning or the day before? He's talking about this is the first time in over a decade that LeBron hasn't played basketball since April. Was it like April?
Yeah, he's gonna be ready.
He got rested.
He's gonna be ready for the season.
So he's coming. He said LeBron's gonna be the leading candidate for MVP this year.
Yeah,
and then him and Anthony Davis.
Plus, now he has weapons. Like
exactly, and it's gonna be
LeBron finna kick.
It's gonna be
he's finna kick.
Showtime. I feel like, and I'm not even a Lakers fan. You feel me? So it's like, but I'm excited to watch them play. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Right.
And excited to see, like I said, what the Lakers can bring to the table with the help of LeBron. Because we saw glimpses of it last year.
Mm-hmm. When he was healthy. Yeah. They were fourth in the West. You know, everybody says it before he went down with that injury.
And the whole team got hurt pretty much. So it was like, but that's besides the point. And but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much criticism LeBron gets for the rest of the summer before the season starts. It'll be interesting to see what Bronny develops into as a player because he's like we're watching him grow before our eyes.
Yeah, we've seen like he couldn't dunk.
Like a month ago, he just couldn't dunk. Now he's trying to punch on people.
Yeah.
What do you think that feel like? You were talking about earlier. What do you think LeBron feels when he sees that?
Pure, probably like a feeling that he probably can't even explain himself. Just like pure joy. Like it's literally like a part of me. Like that's my son, and I'm seeing him out here doing like the same thing I did. You know what I'm saying? And it's like. And Bronny also loves to do it. So it probably just makes him like happy beyond words. I can only imagine what it's like to have a son. That probably just gives him like the most amount of joy. You know? And all of our dads probably felt that way with us playing sports growing up.
I can't wait to see what the younger brother look. Because with the goggles on, he be hooping. I think he a lefty too. So he be hooping. But he only like 11, 12?
Yeah, he's young.
So he has some time.
Yeah. Bronny's going into 9th grade?
Yeah, him and D-Wade's going to play together.
Yeah, he only go to the 9th grade, so.
Oh, before we switch gears into a whole different topic, I'm about that. What do y'all think about Melo asking for a farewell tour? I was in the shop today. That's Cole's guy. Like, Melo is Kobe's guy. He even laughed at that. He was like,
"Can you get signed first, my guy?
Yeah, like,
can you get on the team
I feel like
first?
you gotta ask for that when you
Melo, with all due respect, Melo.
Like,
Melo not getting no farewell tour, bro.
What I said earlier in the year though.
Here's the thing.
What I tell you, he need to go.
Where?
Earlier in the year, when we first started this podcast.
What'd you say?
Go back to, you need to go to China and play some basketball overseas.
Yeah. I think here's my thing.
You was like, no. Melo can still.
Here's my thing. But here's my thing though. Melo just needs to buy into being somebody that's going to come off the bench and be a role player. He doesn't.
Chauncey Billups said that's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't want to buy into that. So until he buys into that, he has no shot in the league. I don't understand why he can't just be like, you know what? I'm going to come off the Lakers bench or whoever's bench, and I'm going to average 16 points a game off the bench. I'm going to be, maybe even a better version of Lou Will, and I'm just going to come in and get buckets. He doesn't want to do that. He still thinks he's the number one guy. So until he gets that out of his mind, he's not going to go anywhere in the league. He don't deserve no farewell tour. Not only that, but to me, he doesn't have enough big moments to get a farewell tour. Most guys you see they have at least a ring, but like domination and throughout their years, I don't think Melo's really had that.
No, that ain't it.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Hang it up.
I don't see it.
He can go to China and make bread though.
Yeah, do a little Stephon Marbury, Jay-Z.
Yeah, but like he doesn't want to. That's a sad way for Melo's career to end in the league. To me,
I mean, he could go over there for a year, come back. You feel me? Go China for a year.
It is come back. Buy into the team aspect, bro. Buy into helping out the team.
He want to still get 30 every night.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
How old is now? 33, 34?
Yeah.
Sorry, Melo.
He came in at 18. Look, he was the same age as LeBron. He's the same age as LeBron.
Melo, if you're listening to this right now, look. I said it in the first season of the podcast. We was probably like episode like 2 or 3.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me?
Facts.
I was hyped. You know I was hyped? Because he was coming to the Rockets. He was coming to play for my squad. I had high hopes. He was going to mix with James Harden. You was gonna mix with Chris Paul. He was gonna be a nice wing player.
Facts.
He was gonna play in the Mike D'Antonio offense. Fits your style. You don't gotta play defense.
Crazy, he didn't thrive in that.
You don't gotta play defense.
Nope. What is spot up shooter?
All you do is shoot in the corner, let Harden drive and kick to you, and just shoot the ball, Melo. But you did it. You wanted to get 30 every night. That ain't it.
Nah,
it's not it anymore.
Not it.
Your career in the NBA
shambles.
Yeah.
If you don't type, it might be done. It might be over,
done, bro.
Out of here, like, bro. You might just have to hang it up. And I'm a fan. And I might get criticized.
Me too, bro. Melo's mid-range game is ridiculous.
Melo was a bucket.
Ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong, but it's like you weren't aging like LeBron.
They're same age.
You're the same age.
Melo's like falling apart. LeBron's like still in his prime.
You feel me? But there's still hope for you. Just not in the league. Go to China.
In the NBA.
No, the league. Yeah, the league.
The league, yeah. Facts.
You feel me? NBA. So, you want a farewell tour, go overseas, come back, show your worth, and it's not going to happen. Farewell tour is not going to happen. Unless you get a ring. It still might not happen.
It's not going to happen either way.
All right. Then you heard it here first.
He has to be a contributor to get a ring, though. He can't be like on Team Max, though.
Yeah, he gotta get that vet ring, sit the bench, and just
can't be no Jamie Lin type.
You feel me? But like I said, men lie, women lie. I'm saying the past footage, the NBA don't lie, and them stats don't lie.
Yeah. Facts. The film don't lie, yo.
You feel me?
The film don't lie.
And bro, you don't got a ring. You feel me? You got points. I'm saying you are one of the best scorers in NBA history.
One of the best scorers. Charles Barkley has always called Melo the best scorer in the league.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best scorers, if not the best, behind like KD. Because you gotta give it to the sniper. He does what he does.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's all good, bro.
Melo, just be a role player,
You got a solid career.
Be a 6-man, bro. Please,
bro. The 6-man is done.
We want to see you in the league, bro.
The 6-man, no.
Why?
Bro, who's he gonna be a 6-man for?
He could be the 6-man for a couple teams. I mean, why not?
He's like 7th man off the bench, 8th man off the bench.
Okay, say he goes to Portland, he could be their 6-man.
Bro, no. Who does Portland have coming off the bench?
It's gonna be like Hassan Whiteside coming off the bench.
6-man.
They don't have no scores coming off the bench, though. I'm saying Go and just buy into a team and be a scorer.
Melo is not going to be a six man anywhere. Not because he can't, because he doesn't want to.
But that's what I'm saying. Buy into that aspect, Melo. If not, it's quiet for you, bro. Ain't no fair what's happening, G. Go on the beach somewhere with Lala or something, bro. Because that's not happening.
Let's get into the great hack, man. Because I'm done talking about Melo. I'm done talking about Melo.
Go ahead.
Let's get into this whole data thing that's going on in society right now that everybody's talking about, scared about, because elections coming up.
Yep.
And it's been the talk of the town. So, it was called The Great Hack. It's a show, a documentary on Netflix. It just talks about the Cambridge Analytica scandal and how they used it to sway people's minds when it came to who they elected in the 2016 election. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, the Trump election.
It was the Trump election. So, you watched it.
I watched like a good chunk of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the gist of what it's about.
And you know pretty much the main idea.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but
you know what went on.
I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely.
So basically, like I said, it talks about how the election was kind of swayed and what people and how the Cambridge Analytica used people's data on their social media to send certain ads and propaganda the way to make their candidate be portrayed a certain way.
Right.
So Shan, when you were watching something, what were your thoughts about it?
I mean, it was not only just about the political stuff, but about stuff about our, like, we all know, like, our phones be like listening to us and stuff because we could be talking about something that we want. I go on Instagram right now, it's going to be an ad
right
for
there.
it. You know what I mean? So the whole thing was kind of scary to see how, like, it said, like, it can go into my friends list, then it can go into your friends list and your friends list, and then see your friends and their friends and their friends.
They can go into DMs.
Everything. They can see everything about you, everything you like, everything you dislike, how you think. It literally is like telling you how you think individually.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to know and scary to know that someone can be like that much into all your personal information.
And the thing that scares me, it doesn't scare me, but the thing not scares me.
It's not a good feeling. Not a good feeling.
That the social media is like Facebook and like selling information to people.
Yup. Making bread off of it, yup.
Bread, like, because at first I wasn't sure about what the whole Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook going to trial about. I knew it was about security and privacy reasons, but now that I watched that, it's like, that's ridiculous, bro.
And you know, like, not to cut you off, one of the things that the guy said in the documentary was, nobody's read the terms and conditions.
Nobody does.
You know? So, who knows? Like, that could be an underlying thing in those terms and conditions. We don't know that. You know what I mean?
No, it is underlying. It is an underlying thing. No matter what we do, they can... Because now I guess it's like the rights to their platform. They can do what they want with it. Yep. They're supposed to protect our privacy. That's why they got in trouble because it's invading people's
like
privacy.
50 million people.
Yeah. So, but my thing is the biggest thing with that is like when it comes to the propaganda and the stuff that they feed us. You feel me? Because now big companies like Amazon, they know how we think. Like you said, the data.
Right.
So when they want to sell products, they know exactly what consumers to hit, and like it's almost.
What to show us, essentially. What we want to see. Showing us what we want to see.
And not the real of the situation.
Yeah.
Like think about the election. Like, say someone's like a borderline Republican, Democrat, whatever.
Right.
And they say they might be on the verge of voting for the Democratic candidate.
Right.
Now, Cambridge Analytica, what they did is they took the data, your searches, what you like, what you dislike, and now they put all the stuff that their candidate has said about the stuff you like into like propaganda and then put it up on your feed.
Yep. Put it right
and now
in front
it's
of
like,
your face.
maybe such and such isn't that bad because they said this, but they only give you a little snippet of what I'm saying, what they said geared towards what you said. And also another thing is, I was reading something about how like your timeline on your social media, like say Facebook and the stuff that you see in the titles of different videos and stuff, comes up totally different than somebody that has like opposite, like maybe political views than you.
Right.
Like say you see like a video of like someone getting beat up in the street or whatever. Like ours will say like, because our commander say, just using this example, innocent unarmed person gets beat up, arrested, whatever it may be, abused by whoever it may be. And then maybe on another person's feed, it'll have a title description that's geared to their thoughts and what they believe in.
Right.
So it's like it keeps
criminal tries to evade.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it keeps that divide, which is not right.
Right.
Instead of just giving us that's why media is such a scary thing.
Yep.
And it's like
sad. I mean, none of our personal information is protected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy because like even like I'll give you an example of how these things are listening to us. That I mean, we all know it, but it's scary when it smacks you right in the face. Me and Kaylee were talking last week, my girlfriend, about I made her watch, not made her watch, but I been telling her to watch the trial about OJ, the documentary on OJ.
Yeah.
And so she's asking me questions about it, just questions about OJ and stuff like that. Then Alexa comes on and says, "Sorry, I don't know the answer to that one." Huh? Mind you, we hadn't spoken to her or asked her anything. She just popped on and said, "I don't know the answer to that question." So these things it's scary, bro. It's scary.
It's very scary because one, AIs are getting smart enough where they're gonna take people's jobs. It's gonna make a bigger gap between. There's not gonna be a middle class anymore. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, think about if you have a machine that can do a warehouse job or serve people food or do other jobs that you don't need a human to pay them for,
everybody's gonna be poor.
It's gonna be the rich is gonna be rich, and there's gonna be the poor
because the rich make money off the poor.
And it's what do you think? What do y'all think about that? Just the way things are going when it comes to data, AI, that type of stuff.
Oh, I mean, I kind of have a different perspective on it, just coming from the finance side. Hedge funds been doing this for years. Mm-hmm. Hedge funds are built on research already. Uh-huh. So just to give you an example, a hedge fund will buy, let's just say, cameras around a certain piece of property just to watch the circulation of people around it, just to see if they build stores there, how much money they can make by the people who are already circulating around it. So research and all that stuff has been out by hedge funds trying to use it to capitalize on certain markets forever. So when it comes to this data points and things like this, it's sad to say, but it's you kind of knew to a point it was coming. You just didn't know how much it would be and how bad it would be.
I didn't think it was gonna be we obviously knew it was coming with different stuff. We had Siri when Siri first came on the iPhone.
Right.
We knew the direction in which it was coming. We can't do anything about it.
Nope.
Right.
But my thing is it's just how do you regulate it, or can you regulate it?
And that's the big question.
Because my thing is, if certain people get too much power with this information that they're withholding from people,
But even if you regulate it, who's going to follow the regulations, and how are you going to catch them?
That's true.
Because people break the rules all the time.
Facts.
That is true.
There's always going to be
a rule breaker.
Like you said,
you can always try to police it, but people are always going to break the rules.
You can't police everything, bro.
You can't. But that's why I said it's so
terrifying. Because think about it, any one of us could be breached right now. They already probably have all of our information.
Because my thing is
about everything.
My thing is
it's not so much about
the data and stuff. It's not so much about the data and stuff like that. It's more so the way it's being used to put people in power that are going to control things. And it's man, are the people in power there because they deserve it or because they knew more information about? Well, you feel me? It's a way to get. You feel me? That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I'm all for people advance. It's nature. It's the evolution of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So it's
these things are only going to get smarter and smarter and smarter.
Well, I haven't seen the documentary. Does it show kind of what they were doing before that election or anything else they were involved in?
It shows what they did with the Obama election.
Yeah, okay.
And how they took the Obama election and put it on steroids.
Yeah, put it on
when
steroids.
It came to, oh my god.
Because they took the picture,
oh my goodness.
Nobody's using social media, so hope. This is 08
when the Obama
election happened. And that's when social media. It was big, but it wasn't like it is today. You feel me? So they took a picture and was because that's when our age group was coming of age. People a little bit older than us. We weren't allowed to. We weren't of age to vote yet. Yeah. So that age group was 14, 15.
Yeah,
so the age group above us, they was on social media. Facebook was really big. So they started the one girl was let's do a campaign on social media and see how it goes.
Right.
So she put a picture on. The picture just went dummy. The picture, the picture of Obama behind it. Dang, let's just keep pushing it.
Yup.
And that's when, you said, it went on steroids.
So that's what they're saying, the Make America Great Again thing? That's them pushing that everywhere.
Gotcha.
Pushing it everywhere.
They found a slogan. They basically used...
They find their little niches. And
they use...
People eat it and then they just put it on steroids and blow it up.
So basically what they did, they used what the Obama... Because they took the girl that's in the Obama campaign, she went to the Trump campaign. Yeah, one of the campaigns. She was I guess she was a volunteer or something. I don't know if she was a volunteer, but she worked. She was one of the main people for the Obama campaign. Then the Republican reached out to her, come work with us, and she changed her whole persona, worked with them, And so she remembered what they did with the Obama campaign, what she pushed on there. And now, like you said, with all the data and stuff, they saw how well that Obama campaign worked. And like you said, they put that joint on steroids.
And then, mind you, like, it's so crazy thinking about the 2016 election about everybody was into it, right? The NFL ratings took a dip because the election was that year.
Yeah.
Because it was so polarizing to the entire country.
Right.
So that just showed you the power that they had to be pushing all that propaganda. People were so into it.
Because think about it, nobody thought Trump was going to win.
No.
They thought it was
That's how people say, oh, well, how was Trump upset if he got votes? Because nobody thought Donald Trump was going to be able to become the president of the United States.
I remember
that's how
I went to sleep and woke up.
I
remember me and my roommates, we were all surrounded around the TV.
Yeah, like,
once it got finally announced, we were just like, yo,
what do you mean
it's really happened?
What do you mean it's
I didn't believe it for like the first month or two. I'm like, this man really...
Because we knew Trump as a reality star. How did this dude become the president of the country?
That's what I'm saying. That's
well, we can get into it later when we get to the other topic. Huh?
Yeah, that's
well, yeah, no doubt.
Get the music. That's all I'm saying. Like that whole thing. When I woke up in the middle of the night and they were like, Donald Trump is the president of the United States, I was like,
I remember watching it kind of in like a fog. Like,
I didn't even watch the election, bro.
There's no way. Like, there's no way.
Like, I'm not gonna watch this. I didn't watch like the ending. I fell asleep.
Right.
Like,
You know what's crazy though? I'm just looking up the Cambridge Analytica and stuff like that. One of their, I guess, C-level employees, Steve Bannon, used to work in investment banking.
Yeah, he was like one of the huge guys. He's on a documentary a lot.
He used to work in investment banking. You can only imagine what they were using,
his connections,
pick stocks and stuff like that with the data they had. So, you know, it just bridges all together. In a way, finance is tied to all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's all about money.
It's all about
money. So it's just... You just never know how far that hand reaches with just Cambridge Analytica and what hasn't been uncovered.
Because I think
facts.
I think what they say Cambridge Analytica was the dude built this company just to help,
just for this,
just for stuff like
this. Just for this, yeah. And think about it, I mean, they said 50 million Facebook users. It's probably more than that, bro.
Yeah. It's more than that.
Probably way more than that. That's probably the one that they didn't know about. Probably way more than that.
And it's just something to think about. That's just like
scary.
It's a lot.
But like Jamar was saying though, like I can see how it can be beneficial to people, but you can also see how it can be misused.
Yeah, it can easily be misused.
And I don't know. But let's get into our Faces of the Future Artists of the Day. Jamar, this is Jamar's guy. What's his name? Tell us about him.
Mark the Key. This is my boy from Maryland, DMV area. Shout out to him from Springbrook. Give him a listen. This is him right here.
This is his song "Need You" from Mark the Keep. That was Mark the Keep. Where's he from again? Maryland. DMV. Shout out to Mark the Keep. Check him out. I don't know. Do you know his social media?
Yeah, let me bring it. It's usually Mark the Keep. Social media, SoundCloud. You find him on Apple Music. Bring it up real quick.
So definitely check him out. That's Mark the Keep featuring Yaya. He's a dope artist, dope hip hop artist. And shout out to Fast Sports USA. I forgot to give them a shout out in the beginning of the podcast, our sponsor. And shout out to Next Big Thing, Faces of the Future, the platform which you guys can find this podcast. And I just want to give a shout out also to our listeners that are on Spotify, iTunes, Buzzsprout, that follow us on all our social media. Keep following us. We're going to keep continuing to give you guys more content and better episodes. And there's a lot more coming for you guys. And we just appreciate the listeners. And yeah, we just appreciate you guys from the bottom of our hearts. So let's get into the main topic of the day. The
topic Jamar brought up actually at last week's event.
So you want to get into a little bit more?
So you know, I mean, the podcast has been going on for a little bit now. Mm-hmm. So we were just in the group chat talking, and I just thought of this topic that I feel as though it doesn't get as much light as it should. I feel as though there should be kind of more discussion around it, and the topic is being a black male at a PWI. If you don't know what a PWI is, it's a predominantly white institution. That could be college, high school, something like that. So pretty much me growing up, I mean, I played lacrosse. Definitely not a lot of people that look like me playing a sport.
At all.
And so I just thought, you know, I know that Shannon went to, School of Misericordia, played football. That was definitely not a lot of people look like you up there.
Especially now when I'll get into that, yeah.
I just thought it'd be a good topic to at least talk about because there's a lot of people coming up now, and especially just coming from my perspective with the sport of lacrosse is growing. And it can be really a sport that minorities dominate, but there's a big hurdle with the price of the things that you have to get.
Facts.
Pads, sticks, other things like that to play. And then when you play, there's also the color barrier you have to deal with.
Facts. So let's just start with that then. Like, what was your experience like when you first started playing lacrosse?
Yeah, man, I started playing around 6th grade or so, and growing up in around Kingsway, Woolwich area alone, there's really not too many of us around. So lacrosse was definitely, I was the only one for a very long time.
Right.
I started with a good friend of mine, Jake Lowe. We both started together. We lived down the street together.
Yep.
We practiced all the time. So
shout out to Jay.
I'll be honest, if I didn't have him kind of growing up playing together, like I probably would have left the sport alone a long time ago. But it was definitely good having someone that looked like me that I could go practice with, play with, and be around who understood. But
so how was the transition? Because you play football, obviously. So it's like being in a sport that's where you're the majority. Because football, like for the most part, the people that dominate the sport are African Americans.
Right.
I'm saying there's no secret to that. And then going into a sport where you're the minority, the major minority, like there's like none. Especially at the time you started, like there's like. No, it wasn't unheard of. Like when I looked at y'all playing, I'm like, these dudes playing lacrosse. Like, I knew what the game was, but I didn't know the game. You feel me? So it's like, what was that like?
It was different, man. It was different than anything I really experienced before. Because it's weird when you don't feel comfortable, but you love the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And lacrosse was something I had a deep love for. I loved it. I loved playing it. I was just like, it was one of those things I was like, I'm going through this right now, but I love the sport enough that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep pushing because, there has to be a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. And like being in, you started off playing for Kingsway, right? Kingsway.
Yeah.
And then you went to PBI. You played there as well?
Briefly, yeah. That was a time.
Paul 6 high school, by the way.
Yeah, Paul 6 high school.
Sorry for people that don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then, so was there a major difference between playing in high school, like the stuff that you encountered in high school as opposed to stuff that you encountered when you went to college and played? Or
Absolutely. There's a huge difference between high school lacrosse and college lacrosse on and off the field.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk, because we probably know the main difference about like on the field stuff. What about off the field that people may not know that occurred like when you were going through different things?
Off the field, it was more like, I was cool with my team, but I was more cool with the people I grew up with. And that's just natural. And a lot of the things I ran into was that the people I grew up with obviously played football, played basketball, but the people that played lacrosse who grew up with all played lacrosse. Yeah. So they already had kind of their own cliques, their own groups and things like that. But when I came back, it was just like, I'm hanging back with my friends who playing football and basketball. And they didn't really understand why I kept playing or why I kept subjecting myself out to that. But like I said before, it was just for the love of the game.
Because I even wondered when we were in high school, because you didn't play senior year, did you?
Football?
Football. You didn't play?
Yeah, I didn't play.
Yeah, I was wondering if you was focused on lacrosse. I was like, why you stop playing football or whatever?
Yeah, that shows that especially around us, it's you don't just stop.
Yeah, you just don't stop. So our parents, all that stuff, you just don't stop playing. Yeah, man, that's more of anything, because that's what we all did coming up.
I can tell you, it's a totally different atmosphere. Okay. Like football, you're getting ready throughout the week. You have 5 days to prepare. You got that game on Saturday or Friday night. If in high school, it's Friday night. Lacrosse is very laid back. There's not somebody yelling at you each day in, day out. You go out there and you can be the biggest guy or the smallest guy. It's all about what you do. It's all about the work you put in, and it's a lot more creativity that you can put into it while playing, which I love. So it wasn't like you're regimented to just do this or just do that. If you're playing linebacker, you're regimented just to hit.
Yeah, facts.
If you're playing lacrosse, you can do kind of whatever, not go too outlandish, but you kind of do whatever. You put your own spin on everything, and that's what I liked about it. You put your own creativity on everything and kind of make it your own game.
Like you said, you're good.
Exactly. We all know Coach Dunn here. Coach Dunn was a high school coach. He used to come to us all the time and say, y'all should come up with a team because it's like basketball.
Facts.
You get to freelance and do a lot of whatever you want to do on the field.
Exactly, man. You get to make your own kind of persona, like how you play on the field.
Right. Because they tried to get me to play, because me, I was a child.
Me either.
But they was like, nah, because they showed me a video Morrow smacking one of our friends in high school, Jamar,
he
they used to come around the net and just drill people. Like, you could do that. I looked at it, I thought about it, I'm like, nah.
Now, imagine, like, you're playing Maro's linebacker.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing linebacker. That's about a 5-yard run you're hitting the smacking spot. You're on the lacrosse field. You got about 10 yards you could run and lay somebody out. Like, Maro was smacking people.
Yeah, it's like
it was like, that's just a part of the game. It was a part of the excitement of it.
Facts.
It happens.
Definitely. So, like, other than that, like, did you ever experience, like, any, like, racial stuff from the fans or, like, not even just fans, just, like, in circles when you're hanging out, like, around, maybe not your teammates, but people that they would hang out, like why are you, like, who is this, that type of thing.
I mean, you definitely feel kind of sort of a unsaid, like, difference. Like, what I mean, like, is you just know you have different interests.
It's a different,
you know,
different vibe.
You grew up kind of differently. Yeah. I mean, a lot of lacrosse players are a lot well off. Not to say that all are, but, like, a lot of them are very wealthy.
Yeah.
And you definitely have different interests. You can tell you just grew up differently and things like that. I didn't really experience anything really bad racial on the field until I got to college.
What happened with that? You're going to talk about that experience?
Yeah, I can bring that up. I won't mention the college's name or anything like that, but it was while I was at Stockton, my second year there. We pretty much played this team in Maryland, and it was a close game. They were a good team. And I'm on the field. I played mostly defense, and pretty much the team scored a goal, which happens. Like, you play defense, like, it happens, you forget about it, you go back out. And this team started making this whip noise at me, like...
You made a whip noise at you, bro?
Oh, my God.
I lie to you not.
A whip noise, bro?
Yeah.
Yo.
Looking, like, right in my face, like, boy, whatever, like, go back.
And you mean, like, they was like, whoosh, like that? Oh, wow.
And saying boy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hell no.
Let me tell you what happened. So, I'm pissed.
You're livid.
Obviously, I'm livid.
Yeah.
And especially because, like, I have such a deep love for this game. I'm like, why should I done nothing wrong to anybody. Why should I, like, go to that? Why should you go to that extent to disrespect someone? Bro. But I knew there was something in me. I was like, even if I snap right now, I'm gonna look like the bad guy.
Facts.
And it's sad to, like, say, but, like, I knew that if I did anything altercation wise, I would look like possibly the bad guy in the end. So, long story short, my team ended up winning. I told my teammates what happened, what on. They went out there and handled business. And my coach didn't know at the time. But when we were lining up to shake hands, I was like, Coach, I'm not shaking hands with them. Like, I don't respect them after this, and this. He was like, I didn't even know this happened. He's good friend with the coach over there. I was like, look, I'm not shaking hands. Like, oh, I'm going to the locker room. Mm-hmm. And he was like, look, like, I understand this happened. I understand it's a bad situation, but, like, show them that you're better than them and shake hands.
I want kindness, bro.
And basically,
I don't know how I feel about this.
Basically, yeah.
Because you don't.
Because of how you are. You wouldn't have shook hands no matter what.
Right, it's tough. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation to be in. It's a tough situation to be in, but like I said,
I get what his coach was saying.
Yeah, I don't.
Be the bigger man.
I get that part. But like,
that you got to think of this too. Like, he probably never had to deal with something like that before.
Yeah, that too. But I'm saying though, like, bro, I don't know. Like, that's.
They were clearly trying to get under his skin. Obviously, it was a ploy to get under his skin, to bother him. Things have been said to me and you both on the field, all three of us, because we play sports. There's players on other teams that want to say things to you to try to get under your skin. I've done it to players. You've done it to players.
Right.
But there's a line.
That you
don't cross.
That you don't cross. And it was crossed that day.
You don't say something racial about somebody. Right. Ever. You know what I mean?
Right. And it got crossed. And like I said, this is when that feeling of me being the outsider or whatever got lost.
You was by yourself, probably.
To a point.
Yeah.
Until I told my teammates what happened.
Right. Okay.
And this is, I told the story to say, I've never been so more part of a team or something like that after I told them what happened. And when I said he went out there and handled business, they went out there and handled business.
They had your back.
They had my back.
My thing is being a bigger person, bro. Like, me being a bigger person is me walking away and not teeing off. You feel me? That's me being the bigger person.
That's fair. That is fair.
Because if somebody out there doing whip noise and call me boy, like,
now you say that, but me, right? That happens to me, and I just beat y'all. I'm gonna smile right in all y'all faces.
I'm saying something too.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna smile in all y'all faces.
I'm gonna smile.
Better luck next time. You know what I mean?
Better luck. Yeah, but like
that didn't work. Try something else.
I feel it.
And you're right. I feel like for that type of situation, there's no real right way to handle it because a line's been crossed, and after it's been crossed, it's kind of like you kind of handle it how you feel is best to a point. I just thought it felt as best that, you know, I'm in this situation. Yeah. I'm the only black one here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
whenever you're in that kind of situation, you gotta be careful.
Right. And I was like, I'm gonna be careful as possible. Yeah. Whatever. Obviously, I was pissed. Obviously, you know, I wanted to do whatever, but I had a team of 40 plus guys that were there with me. They would have went either way with me. If I would have, you know, thrown hands, they would have been right there.
Oh, it would have been an issue. So it would have been your fault.
And after that day, I knew that was the place I was supposed to be.
Yeah, those were your boys. Yep.
And the best part about it was, after I graduated this past year, they played them again. And my coach texted me, but nobody understood why they were pounding this team. They beat this team by like, I want to say like 15 or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was in the fourth quarter, like final 5 seconds, we're still pouring in goals. And everybody's like, why are they like doing this? This is unsportsmanlike, whatever. My coach texted me after the game, like, yeah, we got those fuckers back for you. Like, straight up.
That's lit. That's
lit. Like, that's how I know I was a part of, like, I knew what I was a part of. That's when I felt like this is where I should have been.
That's definitely good that they did that.
Yep.
I mean, they got it back for you, all that stuff. But like me, because I'm just, you know me, I'm a little wired, a little different when it comes to like certain things. But I don't know.
You gotta remember too, I've been the only black one playing this. Like I've seen playing that sport for a long time.
Facts. So you're in a different mindset. Right. You're in a different mindset, like
right.
Because I don't know. That's just mad disrespectful. Like to me, like
absolutely.
Still nowadays, like it's crazy to me how it's not crazy, but it's still like crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like people still think and act like that, think stuff like that's okay. Think it's funny, and it's like
people don't have an issue saying stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's,
no issue.
It's ridiculous. But
and to somebody else, that might be them trash talking. Like that might be regular trash talking to somebody else.
That's like,
you know what I mean?
Like, don't get me wrong, I trash talk, but it's like you can tell when somebody's bad when they have to resort to something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna really trash you. Now I'm gonna really trash you.
Now you really just
like
you revealed all your cards. Like, all right, I know.
Like I said, that's why I feel like that's why I like football so much. Because if you say something,
you're right.
You can hit somebody.
Next play, like
coming for somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Like no talk trash, no matter if it was racial or anything like that. Whether it's just you talking trash, you think you tough. Like, all right, we gonna see how tough you are.
I went on the receiving end of those, being the receiver talking smack to D-backs. Been on the receiving end of that trash talk.
And then when you fold them, it's like not so tough no more. You know what I mean? Like it's like now it's like naturally you don't gotta say nothing. What you mean?
Because I'm thinking of from an opposite point of view, right? A lot of times when stuff happens, you know, I'm not looking at you as a defender. Bro, so you come in here and hit me.
I hear that.
Well, I'm not looking. Versus me and you run up to them, we both look at each other. Look. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like I can't talk no more. You got me when I wasn't looking. All right, thank you.
But you knew it was coming though. You know, man. So you were a receiver, right? And you talking trash, knowing dang well you about to run a slant across the middle. You know what's about to come.
I wouldn't talk the linebackers, but I'm just saying in general, you playing linebacker, Rick. I know there's probably some receivers that have talked trash to you, but and you've probably done that.
I heard probably the most trash talk in the world.
I have none of them. I'm just saying from an offensive.
But also this too, like in lacrosse.
But I get what you're saying though. No doubt.
Across the sidelines are together. You're not an opposite field.
That's right.
You can look right across and see like and talk like what's up. So you're always around those people, no matter you go on the field or off the field.
True.
So like that happened. Like I said, that happened in the second quarter. We had 2 more quarters to play plus halftime.
That's fact.
So it's like I blew up. Then it's no telling. Let's just say I blew up and got into an altercation. What else would have happened? Who else would have jumped in from the team? Who else would have got kicked? Whatever. And now we lost that game. Not saying that wasn't a good reason to lose it, but like for me, I just felt as though the position I was in, it should have been handled like the way I handled it.
Definitely. So
I just want to tell a little bit about my own personal story real quick. So I went to Misericordia. Jamar, you visited there. Shout out to Misericordia.
Crazy night.
When I was a freshman in 2012, there was probably less than 20 black kids on the entire campus, of a campus of like 2,500 kids. So, naturally when I first started going there, you do like your orientation groups on orientation day. I was the only black one in my group of like 100-some kids. You know what I mean? So that was already like crazy in itself, because like even growing up around here in high school, like we were the minority, we weren't the minority like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like those ratios weren't that bad. So like eventually I ended up becoming friends with like the other black kids in the school, like the other black kids that were the same age as me. Shout out to Reg, shout out to Travis, shout out to Jawan and all those guys. And we all knew, being like in the minority group, we all had to watch out for each other and just look out for them. Now Misericordia is totally different now. There are more black kids there now, but I know back then we all had to make sure we looked out for each other because of where we were at. We were up in the mountains, up in the sticks, 2.5 hours away from home. You know what I'm saying?
You was really tripping.
How was that? Yeah, how was that recruiting wise?
I mean, I really didn't think too much of it because I was going in to play football. Okay. I mean, obviously, ain't going there to go to school as well. But I just thought, I'm going to get my education. Plus, at the time, because of the way my whole recruiting thing happened throughout high school, which is a totally another story for another day. We don't have to get into that right now, but we all know, why things happened the way that they did. They, recruited me really, really hard. So I felt like I'm going to go here. I'm going to prove myself. I'm going to transfer out. Then I'm gonna do something else after this.
Gotcha.
So it was like really more like a pit stop for me. So, but just up there in those mountains and the sticks, you see what it's like up there. You know what it's like up there. It's a totally different world. So we knew, being like in the minority group, and like I said, in our group it was like 5 of us and 4 of us were black. We knew we had to look up to that at all times. Most of the time, we ended up just staying together in a room playing 2K, just so we didn't get into any of those kind of altercations or put ourselves in any kind of predicament that would put us into some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there was plenty of shit that was going on up there at the time. Plenty of shit going on up there at the time. And I'll just leave it at that.
That's kind of scary.
It's extremely scary. And, I remember even my parents telling me before we left, my parents telling me, like, you gotta realize where you at, son. That 18-year-old kid, you gotta be careful.
You never like second guess, like when you was on orientation. Like I know you like
100% second guess.
So what made
a lot?
Like I did an overnight up there, and when I went up there,
when I was up, mind you, like when I went on like recruiting there, like the main people that I saw there were the other black kids at the school. You know what I'm saying? And like you only see a glimpse of it when you're up there anyway. So I thought it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. But when I got there, it was totally different. Totally different.
Did you regret it once you got up there?
I didn't regret it because I had the football team that they all had my back. It's like 100 guys on a squad that got my back. So I had that. I had that brotherhood. So it didn't really bother me too much. Plus, I knew I wasn't going to put myself in any kind of predicaments to get myself into any kind of trouble, and I didn't.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I had to watch my back and I had to tread lightly. Because there wasn't many of us up there.
That's
simple as that,
bro. For sure. Because I went to 3 different schools. So like K-State, it's a PW obviously, but it's such a big school that you have a vast amount of a good amount of black people at the school.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have the BSU, Black Student Union, and all that stuff. So they have the Divine Nine, all the fraternities, sororities. So it's like there was a culture within the culture. You feel me? So it's like you still experience racism out there because it's Kansas, bro. Like you're in the how that
Midwest,
is Midwest. So it's like people out there are still in certain mindsets and things like that. And then when I was in JUCO, it was more Hispanics. Like there was more Hispanics out there. And then when I went to CSU Pueblo, it's still a PWI.
JUCO was also in Kansas.
Yeah, Western Kansas.
Okay.
So then when I went to CSU Pueblo, like it's not a big school, but the majority of the people that I hung out with were African American. You feel me? Because the football team was split down the middle. But even the guys on our team, like a lot of them were weren't racist. Like a lot of them weren't. You still have some people that made certain comments that was like they thought it was funny, not because they were trying to be any certain way, but because it's just the way they talked. It was their lingo. You feel me? It's like you always have to correct people they don't know. Like it's like, oh, that offends you. Like
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, it's like
I had some people. They just didn't know.
They just didn't know because it's like the way their dialogue is within this circle. So it's like sometimes you do have to check people, but other times it's like, all right, now educate you. So if you keep doing it, now I know it's you're doing it with an intent.
Right.
So it's like my experience never was really to the extent of yours, like where it's like, oh, I'm in a place where there's only 20 of us.
Yeah, well, I will say it wasn't. It was probably more than 20.
Yeah, but I know
as far as the number of the 2,000, It wasn't a lot of us. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of black kids on the football team, a lot of us obviously, and on the basketball team. But like that was like the bulk of it. There was like one black kid on the baseball team. That was the only other black athlete at the school.
That's crazy.
That was it.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
And what I was about to say, since we're talking about PWIs, do you think if you could go back and choose to go to school, you go to HBCU instead of a PWI?
I don't think I would go to an HBCU.
Why?
I mean,
if they had lacrosse, like Hampton.
I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go. I would go, but like you saying, would I choose that over like any other regular school to go to?
No,
you saying would I rather be around all blacks than like be around all whites?
Like like you say how you were in a situation you were at Misericordia where you're like the minority, like it's known. Like you said, there's 21 kids.
Yeah.
Or would you rather go to a school that you're around more people of color, like HBC or the HBC?
I mean, I would rather go to a school that probably somewhere in between. I would go to an HBCU, obviously, but I'm saying it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it didn't really affect me that much because like nothing bad happened. Like I said, we stayed away from all that stuff, you know. And I learned a lot there. Like I learned like a whole lot of how to act in certain situations, how to kind of not dodge things, but really how to tread lightly. I would say in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Being there taught me a whole lot. I learned a lot about myself there. You know, I learned a lot of self-control at that time there. So
my take on that is like, if I could go back, I'm not saying I would change anything, but like maybe 1 year, like go to HBC and see what it's like, experience it, because like the things from friends that I have that went to, they said like the whole environment, the community is way different. Like,
that's what I've heard too.
It's all about the culture.
Like the
culture,
like it's still
very
together, like
something
together.
It's a
different vibe. You can't really explain unless you go there.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you get to learn about your culture. Like, because you're around people that are you, basically. So it's like, I don't know.
Did your dad go to HBCU?
No, he went to K-State.
He went to K-State, right? Okay.
He always wanted to go to Fisk, though. Like, his school was Fisk. That's the school he wanted to go to.
Right.
But, like, yeah, because he's the one that always pushed me, like, you go to HBCU? Like, me, I didn't have, like, a bad, like, idea about it. But, like, when it came to, like, football, it was like, I want to go to there, and there. But it's like, at the end of the day, you can still get the same what you're trying to get to if you go to them. Like, that's the only thing, like, I feel like I missed out on, like, because I feel like they even say, like, the professors and stuff like that, it's like a whole different feel than.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It just looks different to me.
Like, just the vibe.
You see when it feels, because I've been to, like, Del State homecoming and stuff. I mean, like, the vibe there was amazing. Like, I felt like everyone was just, like, it was like a togetherness kind of feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything you see was just about the culture, you know what I'm saying? Everything you see was about us. Everything was, like, black owned, you know what I mean, kind of thing, you know? You go to, like the building where they had, like, the history of their, like, fraternities and sorority. You see, like, that stuff is amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing to see, like, what, like, black folks came throughout the years, especially, like, back in the day, like, when your dad was in fraternity and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I, like, like, jeez. Like, you even said it was different, like, when you was at a PWI, obviously, but, like, imagine being in a fraternity. Like,
an all-black school.
Yeah, an all-black HBCU. Like, even, like the bands and stuff, like, it's just a whole, they take pride in different things. It's like, bro.
Halftime is the band say halftime is game time. That's what the band say. And I went to Morehouse versus Howard game. They had that JFK, it was a couple years ago, bro. And when the band played, bro, the stadium was literally bouncing up and down. I never seen that environment. I never seen anything like that environment ever.
That's
one crazy.
Now that I'm not a student athlete anymore, not like that, I got to go to, like, a battle of the bands or something like that, just
that'd be tough to go
to experience, like, because I guarantee like I said, and yo, because my sister, she went to Xavier, and, like, she said food, boy, like the calf, boy, like,
I give you, like, an example.
They're like Soul Food Friday, like, come on, that, like,
I had a cousin that played at Cheney. And, like, we went up there for the homecoming one year. I mean, like, when you walked, like, up to the stadium, just, like, everybody, like, had, like, different platters for everywhere else, man. It was, like, all soul food, bro. And I remember that just being amazing, all the food that they had there. No doubt.
Yeah, like I said, things like being the minority, bro. I mean, don't know. It's just, I think we don't see a real, like, we don't feel different like that because we're used to it on the regular.
Right. And that's another thing too. Like when it happened to me, some like little things here and there, it was just like, oh, I grew up with this. Like,
yeah.
It was just something that I was accustomed to, basically.
Definitely. It's like, that's why I said, like I said, I always would imagine we're going somewhere where you're the majority, like.
Right.
How people carry themselves. You see, like,
it'll be interesting to see how like a white kid that goes to an HBCU feels, because there are white kids that go to HBCUs.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Very small minority.
No,
you know what I mean?
But there's.
It would be interesting to see what one of them would have to say about that from the other side.
They did, I think Vice did like a little. They did a little documentary on a kid that went to I forget what school it was, but
it was no black school.
Yeah, it was a prominent HBCU. And he was just like, no, I just feel like I belong here. And they asked the black kids, like, why? Like, how do y'all feel about like white kids coming to HBCU schools that were built for you because you guys weren't allowed to go to PWI back in the day? And some takes were crazy. Someone was like, I don't think they should be allowed to go here, this, and that, because these schools were built for us. Because and other people were just like, I mean, I don't even think probably now they kind of see how we feel on a daily basis.
Right.
But it's like even at HBCUs, like they don't try to treat you like if you're like they don't try to treat you like, oh, you're different or less than.
You get recruited there.
Yeah. Like, so, I mean, and that's another whole thing. How there was a whole debate on that show about how HBCUs are trying to bring more white kids in to fit a quota or something because they get more money or something like that. And like people were mad about it, like people in the administration. So it was a whole different. That's a whole different topic for a different day. But but
sad to see that a lot of HBCUs you see are like kind of like struggling
because the funding,
struggling to stay afloat. But I did see what was the college that they had like a couple during their graduation. One of the guys came back and said he was paying off everybody's debt. Remember that?
Oh yeah, it was Morehouse.
It was
Morehouse, right?
That's amazing. That's giving back.
That's huge.
That's giving back right there.
I should have went to
imagine somebody being at your graduation and be like, I'm paying off everybody's debt. What?
Crazy.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, we covered a lot today. A lot of good discussions.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Anything else y'all have for the rest of the pod? Or
yeah.
I talk about. I know you got.
I would got something I'd like to say. Maybe. Football season's coming up, like we said on the last episode.
You and your football, go ahead.
Just saying, it's coming up. We got some preseason games on tonight. August 31st.
Why your voice get soft when you
I'm just saying because I'm just saying.
We got some preseason games going on.
I mean, August 31st is the kickoff of college football. Ohio State plays at 12. K-State plays at 7. LSU plays at 3:30. Because Jamar's an LSU fan.
Yeah. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Miles is a Kansas State fan.
Kansas State, NCSU Pueblo, you feel me?
Yeah, NCSU
Shout out to
Pueblo.
both schools.
So,
I'm rocking with the Thunderwolves. I'm saying we about to win ninth straight conference title, you feel me? D2 prominent powerhouse.
Yeah, y'all are a powerhouse.
You feel me?
We
have 8 in a row.
Yeah, y'all are a powerhouse.
Going on 9.
That's
shout out to our Thunderwolves.
Yeah, that's a power right there.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Dominant. You feel me?
Shout out to the Buckeyes going for another conference title. Going for a natty.
So what they need to do is talk about the greatest sports teams in every division. And my school will be up there because we ran the last decade.
No doubt.
You feel me?
No doubt.
We got 1 natty, 8 straight conference titles, never lost to a Division I program in
Jamar Stockton lacrosse.
You feel me?
Coming up, man.
No doubt.
NCAA tournament last year,
No
first
doubt.
year going in there.
Facts.
We hung up in there with a top 10 team, so on the rise. Also, one of the kids on the team at over 100 goals in the season.
Wow. In a season?
Sophomore.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Isn't that usually like a career thing?
Usually.
Wow.
He's not a usual kid.
Okay, that's what's up. Also, it's NFL season, so we got Jamar's a Miami Dolphins fan.
Bro,
let's pray for him. Let's pray for him.
Let's force upon.
Let's pray for him real quick on that. Dear Lord, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
That was never by choice. That was never by choice.
Yeah,
Jamar.
That was forced. That was never by choice.
As they go into another dreadful season.
Ooh, that's rough.
That was
Will they ever win 10 games?
You always by force.
Will they ever make it? Will they ever make it?
Everybody knows how like their dad.
Will they ever find a quarterback? Will they ever find a real head coach? We'll find out. But now that we got that out the way, Miles, Kansas City Chiefs, obviously.
I just pray to God right now that Pat Mahomes does not get the curse of Madden.
Oh no, he's fine, bro. He's too talented. But
Bro,
I will say,
It happens.
y'all have I like the Chargers.
We one of the toughest divisions.
I want to see what the Raiders are going to do this year. And Denver's always tough.
Denver's hit or miss.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
We'll see what Flacco does.
Yeah, we'll see what that does. But last but not
Philip
least.
Lindsay's going.
Last but not least. Shout out to them Fly guys.
I mean, they're a hometown squad. I got love for the Eagles.
We got Carson Wentz coming back first full off season. We got D-Jack. We got Alshon. We got Ertz. We got
The real question is, what will Carson do?
We got Nelson Aguilar. We got Brandon Graham. Fletcher Cox. I mean, I can go on and on all day. Carson Wentz is going to be healthy. He's fine. He's going to prove he's worth all that money. If you look at the positional rankings, Eagles have some of the best rated positional rankings.
We're not ranting about the Eagles. We're not ranting about the Eagles.
I'm just saying.
Because the one team you got to watch out for is the Redskins. I think they're a sleeper team. Am I wrong?
Anyway, like I was saying.
Am I wrong?
With who? Case Keenum as their quarterback?
Am I
Dwayne
wrong?
Haskins as their quarterback?
Am I wrong, though?
With who?
What was your record? What was your record last year?
Who?
What was your record last year?
9-7.
Okay.
Playoff team, second round.
And what was the rest of the records in the NFC?
I don't know. Not as good as ours. Clearly, they didn't make the playoffs.
You guys all around similar records.
Oh, that's fine. But Carson got hurt last year.
Carson wasn't even the better quarterback on the team.
The whole defense was like.
All right. Anyway, see,
Nick.
If you want to have this, we can do this. We can do this, Miles. We can do it.
Because Dallas is boo boo. They get all the time. They don't do nothing.
But
the Redskins, they're town. The next 2-3 years, they're gonna be a solid team.
Okay.
Once they get rid of their quarterback, they're gonna. Once they get rid of their coach, they'll be solid.
Okay.
But Carson hasn't proved himself for a full season yet.
Okay, he hasn't. You know what? He has because he played his whole rookie year. Mind you, they were 7-9, but he was a rookie. Okay.
So he hasn't proved
First of all, I'm not.
He hasn't had a winning record as of the starting quarter,
Can I finish?
a full season.
Okay, but the year he got hurt, he was 11-1. MVP. Finished second in touchdowns with missing 3 games. Okay, he got hurt. Then last year he had to fracture back.
When does it matter?
This is his year.
When does it matter?
But look, they locked him into that contract. But look, take into account if Mahomes has another great year like he has, they're going to have to pay him even more money to lock him in.
He's getting $20 million, but that's okay. That's fine.
But my thing is,
he might have to get paid more.
You didn't let me rebuttal. You went 11-1, okay? Regular season.
It was like 11-2, yeah.
Okay, but regular season. What has he done in the playoffs?
Okay, let me finish what I had to say first.
Okay,
first off, he still has to prove that he can win in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
He still has to prove that he can win in playoffs.
Exactly.
But he has the talent to do it, and he has a team to do it.
I'm not saying that.
I trust him.
I said he hasn't proven it.
He hasn't, but I trust him.
That's my whole debate is.
I trust him.
I never said Carson was bad.
I trust him.
I just said he has to prove himself.
Carson will be fine. Carson got D-Jack, Alshon, Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, Ertz, Goddard, Nelson Aguilar, Arcega Whiteside.
On paper, they look good.
They look great.
On paper, they look good.
And he looks great in camp. But I'm just saying.
Paper, he looks
they
good.
have the team.
You're saying camp's on air, bro.
They had the. It's not all on air, bro.
Camp is on air.
11, bro.
Bro, camp is air.
You want to watch the film, bro?
So camp.
Oh man.
So you act like you never played football before.
Miles, all camp is it on air?
It's not all. I didn't say all on
Miles,
air.
what do you?
But
oh
you
my
look
goodness,
good in
bro.
camp. Is the camp the same as games?
No.
Okay, so I don't want to hear it.
That's a dumb question.
You look good in camp. A lot of motherfuckers look good on camp, but when you get to game time, don't do nothing.
Yeah, but you know,
everybody look good on camp. But there's a lot of teams that finish 1-13. The Browns be finishing terrible every year. You feel me?
Some guys look different. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying we got.
And Carson, we trust.
I'm not debating Carson.
Fly.
I'm not debating Carson, but I'm saying like, don't give me he looks.
Carson want to show.
Don't tell me he looks good.
You know what?
Tell me he looks good in the fourth quarter.
That's a fair point.
Tell me he looks good in the playoffs. Tell me he can win a playoff game. Tell me he can take the team to a Super Bowl.
Fair point.
Tell me he can win a playoff game.
That's fair.
Tell me all of that. I don't care.
You said playoff game twice, but that's fair.
Yeah.
Right, I got you on
I said get them to the playoffs. I said get them to the playoffs. Win a playoff.
They already clinched the playoffs last year before the year he got hurt. They already clinched.
Okay,
he did get them there.
Okay, you got me there. Win a playoff game.
Right, he has to.
Okay, so I don't want to hear about camp.
He will. All right.
Camp? What did Iverson say? Practice?
Eagles are going to go at worst 12-4. I don't care about what this guy's saying.
You said worst to what?
At worst, they'll go. No, at worst, they'll be 11-5. At worst.
10-6.
11-5.
Because that conference, anything can happen.
That division, I don't know.
That's what I meant. No, the conference. The NFC.
They have a tough schedule, but I feel like
That's
everybody.
what I'm saying.
But I feel like everybody has a tough schedule, though. I feel like everybody has a tough
It
schedule.
depends who plays home, who goes away, that type of thing. Because the NFL, you're pros, so obviously, every
every
any
game is
Sunday,
hard. We'll
you know
see
how that
what
goes. But you know who's going to be nice this year? The Kansas City Chiefs.
There we go.
You want to know why?
We'll see what Tyreek Hill does.
D4 did not jump off sides, we would have been in the Super Bowl. You feel me? You saw it with your own eyes. I was jumping for joy. And you know who took my heart? Tom Brady.
I'll give you that.
You feel me?
But
we
hey,
picked him.
I'll tell you this,
Stop.
Okay.
I'm about to go on my rant. We picked him off. Game over.
Huh?
I'm in my apartment, jumping up and down, talking my talk.
Facts.
Texting everybody. We
Yep.
going to the bowl. We going to the bowl.
Andy Reid.
Finally.
Mahomes.
I'm saying the drought is over.
Yep.
D4 jumps off sides.
Sad. So
What we
sad.
gonna do now? Anyway,
You can say that. I can say Alshon dropped the pass when
that's
Nick
different.
Foles was driving
That's
to win the
different.
game.
That's different.
Against the Saints.
That's different.
He was going down to win the game.
That's different.
What are you saying?
You were going down to
win.
win. No, you were going down to win the game. We had the game won.
Yeah, but
He was going on the sideline pick.
Hey,
Dang.
all right.
But that's a discussion for different. We went on a little rant. I'm sorry, but end of the day, once again, thank you for listening to the Face of the Future podcast, episode
Thank you guys
11.
for having me.
Thank you to Jamar for coming through, man. Shout out to my boy.
Give me a social media, man, for everybody listens. Because they want to follow you. You probably be on again, most likely. More discussions of this nature.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Instagram _MarH5 _ Give me a follow. I mean, I just retweet stuff on Twitter. I don't really tweet, so.
Follow my man.
Twitter's my comedy for today.
Follow him. We had a great discussion. His journey is great. Beat the odds like most of us did. Shout out to Fast Sports USA for sponsoring the podcast. Get your gear. Follow him on all social media, Fast Sports USA, promoting everything sports from emerging athletes to professional athletes. Finest athlete starts tomorrow. Check them out on the gram, Twitter, Facebook. And shout out to Next Big Thing, Face of the Future, the platform which the podcast is hosted on. And shout out to all of our Spotify and iTunes listeners. Will continue to bring you more content, as we said before. Also, hit us up on the social media. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll talk about those topics. We'd like to hear what you guys are talking about, the discussions you want to be heard, and the rest is rest. We'll catch you later. That's Millz signing off.
Shan also signing off.
More out of here, man.
Peace. We'll talk to y'all later, man.